Well, hello, all my amazingly beautiful Libra friends. My name is Libra Empress, and we're going to be discussing your tarot for today. Now, remember that this is a general reading, and this is for yours as well as for my entertainment. And also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That way, you'll always be up to date with the content that I produce, and you'll be a part of our family, alright? Alright, there's a quick disclaimer. In any video that I do on my channel, for all of us, I will discuss bits of my life. On Geminis, someone decided to complain about how my readings are good, but they wish I wouldn't share bits of me on their reading. Here's the deal. This is my channel. And what I share, because I am Empress Libra, is to help inspire people, alright? And give them a good laugh. Okay? Because a lot of us individuals go through a lot of heavy fucking shit, and we feel like we're alone in every step of the way. We're always trapped in like an Eight of Swords kind of mentality, right? Victimization, feeling like the world's against you and all this shit, right? Being all Nine of Swords as well, painful paranoia, anxiety, fear, whatever, right? Well, if I share bits of my life, it's to inspire and help you grow and guide you. Because I don't want you to feel like you're alone in your situation. Yeah, we have similar situations, but at the same time, we're in our own lane, and even though we share experiences, our lives are completely different. If I can help you with your life, I will fucking do it. Alright? It's up to you whether you want to take the advice or not. But if not, and if you disagree with how I feel on my channel that I created for all of us, then please do unsubscribe. Alright? I'm an Empress. I don't have time to deal with people. It's bullshit. You know, I'm here to help. I'm not here to deal with that. I think that our tarot reading community should be a positive experience, and sometimes we gotta go through some bullshit to get to that positive experience, because it's a whole higher level of consciousness. So before you on the left, you've got 3 piles: past, present, and future, in that order from left to right. Okay? When we get to the future is not set in stone. Alright? So you have a choice at whether you want to change it or not. That's the best, that's the greatest gift besides freedom that God has ever given us, right? Or the divine, whoever you believe in, right? Is freedom of choice. Now, that 4th pile is all the energy between past, present, and future. So I won't know where it goes. You will, though. It'll either resonate or it won't. Either way, do seek a tarot reader that you absolutely love and adore that'll do a personal tarot reading for you. Make sure you choose one that, is budget friendly, that doesn't overcharge. The readings I give on YouTube are just that, full readings. I don't do half a reading here and then take it to Vimeo or wherever the hell else these tarot readers go, okay? And that's the same for my personal readings. When I do personal readings for people, they're $5. I don't accept PayPal. I don't accept all those other sources. You find me on Facebook and Facebook Messenger, and you pay me through there. It's free. There's no charge. It's $5. I've had people pay me over $5, way over, and I was like, "Are you sure?" And they were like, "Yep." And it surprised me because when I do these readings, I don't do them for me, and most time I don't charge. So to get a lot more money than what I normally charge, it's a blessing, but I want it to be your blessing, right? I want you to be blessed, if that makes sense. That sounded weird. Anyway, that's just how it goes for my personal tarot reading. $5, that's it. But you don't get lack of quality or anything, because when I do my tarot readings, there's one song that comes on no matter where I'm at. It comes on when I'm sad. And that, it's a song from the divine God, right? Because when I channel, I don't channel the spirits or, angels. I channel straight to God, which I guess freaks people out, but that's just how it goes. And so when I do personal readings, I listen to this song on repeat, and I feel his spirit, and I ask him for help in guiding you through where you're going. I think that's what freaks people out the most, which you should be freaked out over it, right? It's the unknown that scares people. Alright, sorry I bumped the phone. Let's get going. There's your past energy. Alright, so you got judgment. My beautiful Libras, you're accepting responsibility for a situation. Dealing out judgment. Hell yeah, right? Rock on. You're dealing with a bit of a party girl. Someone who's intuitive, devoted, full of emotions. Very party girl, right? But this party girl who's a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces wishes for your downfall in the form of a magician. They're manifesting you. They are. They're manifesting you to fall. My deck, whether it's upright or upside down, it means deception, opportunist, and puppet master. Someone's pulling your strings. They're hoping for you to fall. Okay? Sudden change, destruction, and questioning conventions. But guess what, my beautiful Libras? Did you fall? No, you fucking didn't. Okay? You rocked it. You overcame it. Then you got your Eight of Wands where, you know, you're traveling, you're on the move. Yeah, you're dealing with a lot of anxiety, financial loss, and poverty, but even though that's there, and the fact that, you know, you're being stalked, like hardcore stalked by either a Capricorn, or that's just its energy because that's a Capricorn card. But this is like temptation, success, and self-destruction, right? So someone's watching you and wanting your downfall still. But you're not going to let that shit hold you back, Libra, because you're a goddess. You're an empress and an emperor embodied in one. You just are. That's what's fucking awesome, okay? You gain success and recognition. Now, you're still dealing with this Pisces person, but you're also dealing with the Moon card here. So, you need to go to sleep and pay attention, okay? You're being dropped rewards in one way or another, okay? And what I mean by that is, as you're sleeping, ghost, spirit, the divine God, your guardian angels, whoever, ancestors, they want to talk to you. They're leaving subtle hint messages within your dream. You don't know what they mean? Wake up, write that dream down, and break it into pieces. Like, for example, me the other day, I dreamed about walking through a cemetery with a fat Asian guy. He was an older gentleman. And I didn't see his face or anything. It's just his aura, right? And he pulled a stone bowl and ladle out of a grave, like one of those headstones, right? And I'm like, what the and he's like, oh no, this is so I can make soup and share it with the dead. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then he put the ladle down, and then he went to like a shelf that was right next to the headstone and started to rummage through the shelves for another spoon. And then a snake came slithering out of the hole that he got the fucking bowl from, which kind of threw me through a loop, right? But it wasn't just like a normal snake. No, it was a bright neon yellow snake with neon lime green fins, and it was flat like one of Ursula's minions that from Little Mermaid. You know, the ones that they stick their faces together and they're able to send a video recording live action back to Ursula. This is such a weird conversation. Anyway, they kind of look like that, right? So the snake slithered out. I didn't see its face, but when I went to go after it, it hid and then it popped up. But the thing is that when I caught its head to keep it from biting, one side of its head looked like a golden retriever, bright yellow, right? I flipped it over, and it, you know, the golden retriever was like asleep, kind of like a stuffed animal, right? Where like its whole face comes forward and it looks like a bulldog, American bulldog, where it's just like wrinkles, which is fucking weird. When I flipped it over, it had a giraffe's head, okay? And I was like, well, if I release it, then it will change back into a snake and bite us, okay? There are so many fucking symbols in that dream. I dreamed about yellow. I dreamed about green. I dreamed about a fucking snake that looked like a a sea creature, right? I dreamed about a golden retriever head. I dreamed about a fucking giraffe head. I dreamed about an Asian guy. I dreamed about a headstone, a grave, graveyard. I can even mention his pants. He was wearing a fucking bomber jacket and like there was like leather, like brown leather, like people who flew in airplanes back in the day. And then he was wearing tan pants. Then you gotta also mention the spoon and the bowl, and then talking about sharing a meal with the dead. And then the only thing I think of with that is that like the closest thing to sharing a meal with the dead would be when civilians from Mexico dig up their dead and dance with them on the Day of the Dead. Or when people share alcohol with the dead. Drink by dropping alcohol on the grave or something. Stuff that kind of throws you through a loop. But it's all about respect, So you've got all them options there. Then you start Googling each one, trying to figure it out. Not to mention if there are numbers in your dream, those are angel numbers. So Google those as well. Do you see what I'm saying? Your intuition is trying to tell you that there's a mystery and secrets going on. And not to mention you're dealing with the Pisces. The Pisces was wishing for your downfall in the past. But your dreams got you in a mini hermit mode, right? You're retreating, resting, and recovering because, you gotta lick your wounds. You're sick of the bullshit. You definitely are following your intuition because you don't like secrets and mysteries. But nobody's talking to you on it, and that's okay. Fuck them. Go within, right? Which you will find happiness in Aquarius, in the star form, right? Recognition, inspiration, and achievements. So you didn't let nothing hold you back. Now let's discuss this fourth pile. See this? You completed tasks. You had the willpower. You persisted. Rock on. You reached Empress mode. Regardless of what is between your legs, whether you're male or female, you have two energies within your body, right? Male energy and female energy. Masculine and feminine. You've got to level those up. You don't wake up instantly. You're not born into being an empress or an emperor. Oh, hell no. You go through some serious shit. In Libra, you went through some serious shit to become the empress. See what I'm saying? And then plus, this is your card, too. Because, you embody, Venus or something? I don't know. I only know bits of us. Not to mention I'm part of the Empress Squad, so I'm learning daily. Then you got the Three of Wands here, right? Cooperation, progress, and group effort. You're working towards something. Dealing with an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius is a bit of a caring, self-sacrificial, and fiery individual. Someone who's willing to lend you a hand, even if it's not attached to their wrist, right? But between past, present, and future, my Empress, you were going through rot, ruin, destruction, disaster, but this was all in your head. Everybody wanted a piece of you. I know fucking last month, July, I swear to God, July. And that's like, I'm promising to God, because you rarely hear me say that. Like in anything, if I deal with God and saying that, it's always, oh my gosh, right? Out of respect. But, July was heavy for us. We were made to be the fucking villain, alright? That's bullshit in and of itself. We didn't do nothing wrong. Well, most of us anyway didn't. I can't speak for the toxic Libras. I'm sorry. There are toxic ones out there. It takes a lot of growth. That's why you've reached Empress mode, right? Whoever you are. But everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody's betraying you. You can't trust anyone. Now on my Facebook, I only have 8 friends. Because fuck everybody, right? If they're toxic, they need to go. Now, you have reached Emperor mode. Not to mention you're dealing with an Aries. Libra, you are a leader. You bring order and control out of chaos. Alright? You do. You are a goddess and god in and of yourself. You're amazing. Keep up the fucking good work. You are also dealing with 2 of hazards. So you're juggling responsibilities, harmony, and balance, but you're waiting for the cavalry to arrive. Okay? But because it's not super arriving, you're just like, fuck this shit. I'm 8 of Cups. I'm moving on from this troubled relationship and making a change. So people have disappointed you, okay? You give and give and give to everybody, but when you ask for something, they treat you like shit, like the black sheep, and that's not fair. You don't deserve that. So you're pulling all your energy and you're moving to somewhere better. I can relate. Okay, it's been a shitty couple months. You're also dealing with escaping and also a Cancer, right? Chariot, you're traveling, you're moving towards greatness. Either that or someone's moving towards you. But you're bored with this situation. It's very dissatisfied. You're sick of being the villain when you've done nothing wrong. Nobody wants to hear you out. And you are dealing with different viewpoints, difficult decisions, and indecision. So my advice, Libras, is why are you using loud weaponry in a zombie apocalypse? Zombies are not fucking death. Okay? If they were, that would be hilarious and intriguing to a storyline. I'm not gonna lie. Okay? I might write about blind and deaf zombies in one of my future books. I don't know. I mean, there's so much to work with there. It's like Train to Busan, right? As soon as it got dark, all the zombies went dumb and quiet and calmed down. But as soon as the light hit, everybody was going nuts. So you're making a decision. You're deciding that you're gonna declutter your mental energy. You're traveling from all this bullshit to calmer waters, and rightfully so. Libra, we hold on to so much bullshit constantly. We do. And we got baggage stored up in the back of our head from fucking 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years. It's just like, and you can recount every fucking conversation. Like the psychopaths we are. We do that, okay? We reevaluate the situation and think about it, and sometimes it'll pop up at the most weirdest. It's just like when you're cooking dinner, or you're heading to school or work or whatever, and suddenly a fucking song comes on inside of your head, and you're like, really? Do I really want to listen to Shania Twain, Feel Like a Woman right now? I mean, it's our radio being open, but you're decluttering. You're letting go of all the bullshit. I didn't see I feel like you're heading towards the Fool card, but I haven't seen it yet. So now you are celebrating prosperity and your rewards with family and friends. You're succeeding, and you don't need anybody to tell you how to live your life, because you're coming at something with a new approach. You're very inventive, ingenuity. You know it. You got this shit. I just gave you an idea. Deaf zombies. Fuck. What a twist. Fast death zombies. Zombies who crave chocolate cake instead of brains. Oh man, for all those chocolate lovers who love chocolate cake like myself, that in and of itself would be a devastation to the world. So, bottom of the deck, you, my beautiful Libras, took the Wheel of Fortune by the horns and claimed it as your bitch. Okay? You did. You're like, yeah, you know what? I'm done with this bullshit. I'm taking it. I'm taking the luck. I'm taking my fate. I'm taking my destiny into my own hands. And I'm moving mountains and making miracles happen. Fuck yeah. I deserve the best. And you do deserve the best. You've gone through some serious shit. And you felt alone at times. I'm surprised I didn't see a fucking Eight of Swords or Nine of Swords here. Maybe I did. No, I didn't. You're in your head a lot, though. Someone shook your world, tried to fucking downfall you, but you're an Empress and an Emperor embodied, right? Not to mention you're dealing with some shit, but I know when I watch tarot reading on our sign, I always hear about third parties and stuff, and how instead of dealing with third parties, we're focusing on our shit. And yeah, there is toxic energy, but you're succeeding regardless. You're not letting shit hold you back. They prayed for your fucking downfall, and that's I think why you're going in and you're slowly taking people off the friends list. You're slowly downsizing because you want quality, not quantity in regards to friends. I have one fucking best friend. She's a Gemini. She can be an asshat sometimes. Not to me. We never fight because she's a Gemini and I'm a Libra. We get along, which is unheard of, actually, because a lot of Geminis don't like Libras. Because a lot of them butt heads. Maybe that's just in relationships or something, but my best friend is a Gemini. I only have one best friend, and I rarely tell her what's going on in my life. I'm mainly just her venting board. Alright? And sometimes I want to vent back to her, but as a Libra, that shit's hard. It's hard to vent to people that we love because we're so worried about them seeing us in a different light and hearing the fact that, you know, we have issues and we need help with those issues, but we don't want to overstep our boundaries and push them away by throwing our issues. There's so many issues, we don't have enough tissues. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, I know you do. Alright? You're Libras. You're amazing. And you don't get the credit you deserve. And people always perceive us as fucking toxic. I mean, we can be. But man, when we love hard. And when we deal with one person and we love them, there is no one else in our eyesight but that one person. And lies, the simplest of lies, can fucking deter us from wanting to be with someone. It's like, you shouldn't have to lie. I was telling my son the other day. He was lying to me about, what was it over? This is one of those side bit stories, right? Okay, so he did something, and then he blamed his dad. Oh yeah, he flooded our toilet. I just woke up because I did my graveyard shifts, and I woke up at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon to get up and go pee, right? And I sat down, and my butt was wet, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go pee, and my toilet's flooded. What the fuck, right? So I get up, and stupid me, still tired, only registers half of a scenario, flushes the toilet, floods the bathroom some more. I mean, I got a swimming pool in the bathroom on the floor, right? And I go to my son, and I'm like, Dean, did you just fucking flood the toilet? Minus the swear word, right? And he's like, no, Daddy did it. And I'm like, oh yeah? And if Daddy did it, and I go over there and I ask him, and he says he didn't do it, and you lied to me, I'm going to come back and I'm going to whip your ass. This is me bluffing, right? Because I didn't whip his ass. But I'm bluffing to him because he's 7 years old. And he's so funny. He's like, no, but Daddy did. He flooded the toilet. So I go over to the couch where my husband's asleep. Because he fell asleep watching a movie. And I'm like, Cameron. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, did you flood the toilet? No. What are you talking about? I'm like, Dean said that you flooded the toilet. And I told him that if I came to you and asked you if you flooded the toilet and you said no, I was going to whip his ass. And he's damn determined to say that you flooded the fucking toilet. You know what my husband's response to that was? It was, that's nice. I've been sleeping here. He's blaming me for flooding the toilet while I was sleeping. I didn't sleepwalk to the bathroom and fucking flood the toilet. So I turned around and I went, Dean, and Dean booked it. He was... I looked everywhere in the house. He was on my bed, underneath all the covers, pretending to be a pile of blankets. I had to sit down with him. I'm like, you know what? It's this. You know, you shouldn't have to lie. Libras hate lies. Here's another story. My great-grandparents died. My grandma got like $20,000 back in the day. She decided she was going to get a plastic fence to put around our place, because at the time my window was broken and I'd have some creepy person late at night knocking on my broken glass window and I'd be laying under it. That shit is unnerving as a child, right? Because there's some fucking creepy person like knocking on your glass that's already shattered, trying to get you up. It was weird. But she puts up this fence, takes down the old metal fence, has it in a pile. She lends her car to a friend, and there comes Lindell, her other friend, who sees that her car's gone, sees that pile of metal fencing, and it's quite a lot. And so my grandma's sitting in the front room with her friend Jerry, right? Just sitting there, they're talking. she looks out her window. She sees that Lindell is backing his truck. His really old school, like 50s blue truck. He's backing it into our driveway all the way to the backyard. He loads up the fencing. And then he pulls out and he decides, because we're in Magna, right? He decides to go down 8900 West towards the park, turn left to the next street over, turn left again, and go up the little hill where now the library sits, right? Just so he can look back at the backyard of ours and grin that he got away with stealing our fence. Well, when he did that, my grandma was standing in the backyard. She knew what he was doing, and she waved to him and told him, come here. He knew he was caught and in trouble. So he came back, brought the fence back, and she's like, you didn't have to fucking lie to me. All you had to do was ask, and I would have given it to you. But he didn't ask, and he kind of sat there stupefied, right? And she yells down the street to the house that's next to the library now, which is Randy's house. He still lives there. And she goes, hey, Randy. And he goes, yeah. She's like, you want some fence? He's like, sure. She's like, come over here and get it. It's yours. And the fucking Lindell's face, his mouth dropped, his jaw dropped. He couldn't believe it. He watched his fencing go to another guy because he decided he thought it was smart to steal from her. When, if you ask or you're honest, you get more rewards. Yeah, okay, so if you do something bad, a lot of people they're scared of the consequences of admitting their faults. But that's part of the growing process. If you admit it, then the consequences will be less severe than when you don't admit it and you're caught in the wrong. So my kid got caught in the wrong. So he got in trouble. Didn't get spanked or anything, but he hid like he was fast. Now, this looks really good. You went through a lot of shit. Somebody was praying for your downfall, but you're taking luck in your hands, and you're creating something great. I'm proud of you. I love you all. Thank you so much for putting up with me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Join me again for next time's tarot. And if you want a tarot reading, please find me on Facebook Messenger. You can find my information on how to find me on the YouTube About section of my channel. Okay? I love you. Bye, my beautiful Libras.